the Pistons come into town for this one. Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. The Nets have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter.
And listen, the Nets had an up and down year on offense last season, but the one thing they always did was finish their drives. Very good at getting things to drop off the bounce. That was a strength last season.
For the Nets and their driving, they were fantastic, Clark. Second in the league last year in field goal percentage off those drives.
And a big reason for that is the strength and size of their guards, because they all can finish in traffic, and that's how you get high shooting percentages. You have to make tough shots against contact.
Here's Singh. Second shot opportunity. In deep, Drummond drops it in. Drummond's got his second basket of the night.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
And Jack kicks to Johnson. And it's sent back by Drummond. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back, pushing their lead to double digits. Jackson's got 6.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
Count that one.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend, because they just handed him 2 points.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Yeah, you've got to make sure your feet are set when you set those screens, or they're going to call that on you.
Well, I thought maybe he was set. I know that's a difficult call to make, but I think they might have missed that one.
The Nets making a switch here. Bargnani's checked in, and a switch here also for Detroit. Morris is checked in. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. He used that pick just right. Johnson's got 5.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
And it's Freak missing. Last game for Brooklyn, it was a loss to Cleveland.
And it's a tough game to lose. I mean, they actually put up a pretty solid effort, I thought, but when you're battling for a road win, even when you play hard, nothing's guaranteed.
Well, Greg, I think you've got to try to convert the positives. Take them into the momentum of your next game and use them for momentum, and then take what you did well and double down the efforts here tonight.
Bogdanovich grabs the miss.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Lopez. It's deflected, and he's able to get it back. Johnson can't hit.
Well, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
Here's Singh. And he gets it to go. And, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Pistons.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
All right, now, I want everyone here at the Barclays Center to welcome to the court your next dancers.
Some changes for Brooklyn. There's a new group in for the Nets. Lopez, he's checked in for Bargnani. Young comes in for Johnson. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Donald Sloan. And Jared Jack is subbed in for Larkin. Pistons leading by 3. They might be named After a car part, but the Pistons had a rough go of things on the road, Clark. They just had to use it. They just couldn't stay consistent away from home.
They couldn't. Only won 14 road games, and that number is not enough to get you to the playoffs.
On the floor for Detroit, Singh. He's in at small forward. Andre Drummond is out there with Ilyasova. Then there's Jennings, and it's Johnson in at the 2 spot.
And, guys, for the Pistons' bad road record, a lot of it was due to their poor start on the road. Only managed to win one of their first 9 games, and that tends to take the confidence away from a young team.
Brook Lopez hits them both.
You know, the last thing I'll say about the Pistons on the road, typically you have to be close to 500 on the road in order to make the playoffs. The Pistons won 7 in a row at one point on the road, but by then they had fallen too far back.
And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Andre Drummond is a big guy. At the NBA Draft Combine, he measured 7 feet tall with a 7'7" wingspan, and he tipped the scales at 280 pounds. That's a super heavyweight, my friends.
And on the topic of Andre Drummond, Greg, there are a few guys in the league who combine his kind of size with the type of athleticism he possesses. Fast up and down the floor, quick off his feet, even sports a little hang time. I mean, the guy's got a full package athletic.
You talked about the raw physical tools. Then you factor in the 2 things as a big that I really value: great hands and quick feet. And he's got that going for him. So you can't go through him, you can't go around him, and you certainly can't go over him. I mean, what's left?
We can only hope to contain him, as they say. Singh. They get it back. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling. We know Andre Drummond is an elite rebounder. So many 20-plus rebound games. He just gobbles up rebounds like very few in the league do.
Lopez sets a screen for Jack. He dishes it to Robinson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And for Drummond, he rebounds at an elite level on both ends of the floor.
In terms of offensive rebounding for Drummond, had the best offensive rebound percentage rate last year in the entire league. One of the best offensive rebound percentages really we've ever had.
And Ilyasova kicks to Freak. It's stolen by Jack. Young passes to Lopez. Drops in the layup for 2. Lopez has got 6. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Nets.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Lopez, a screen on Jennings. Shot by Jack. Wide open, and the shot falls short this time. Freak dishes to Jennings. Pass to Ilyasova. Feeds to Freak. Goes back up. The shot is off. The Nets go the other way with it. This game against Detroit here, it's their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, and they took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
Yeah, Greg, you're right. They're the better team. I mean, they expect to win this matchup. We'll see if they can take care of business tonight.
Jennings kicks to Drummond.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on him.
We've got 1:55 left to play in the first half. Nets were the hottest team and story a few years back, certainly, but last season they were put up for sale. Surprisingly to some, Clark, midway through the year.
Yeah, that was odd timing given the new arena and rebranding. I mean, you would think after all that effort to rebuild the team, you would see it through.
And really, last season was one of improvement for the Pistons. They were able to shoot the ball better and better as the season wore on. Overall, they cut out the little mistakes that had bothered them back in 14.
And a new group in for the Nets. Bargnani has checked in for Thomas Robinson. Johnson comes in for Thaddeus Young. Donald Sloan's checked in for Bogdanovich. And it's Larkin in for Jarrett Jack. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Marcus Morris comes in for Ilyasova. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Johnson. And it's Jackson in for Brandon Jennings. Well, as you said, Greg, the Pistons were a team that showed marked improvement. And Clark, they did clean up their play style as well.
Yeah, they got better from 2014 to 15 in terms of upping their assists and cutting down the turnovers. Just made it a much more enjoyable game to watch the way they play.
Johnson, wide open, he fires. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And taken away by Johnson. Here we go, all alone. Stolen by Jackson. Morris with the bucket. And the Pistons lead by 2.
I like the fact he had his head up immediately looking to make the dish down the floor. Get rid of it quickly.
Johnson the screen to the inside. Makes it off the glass. Johnson's got 13.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
And how about the bounce pass? They are being used to perfection.
The Nets have gone 7 for 10 here in the second quarter. They'd like to keep up that nice pace. Here's Larkin. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. The feed to Lopez. Shot is off.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the... They were all over.
And we're...
Gentlemen, here with Joe Johnson. And Joe, what's going to be the key for this team in the second half?
We got to come out with more focus and intensity. We got to pick it up, man. We got to get stops in the second half, man. Pick it up defensively. Offensively, we're pretty good, but defensively, they get too many easy baskets.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be back.
All right, fellas.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second. And so it's Brooklyn who scrapes by with the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but Clark, in the end, everyone satisfied.
Yeah, you know, it looked like for a moment there the outcome was in doubt.
Kevin, we have Brooke Lopez with